Hello, my name is Muzajet, and this is my Abzan Elves list. I entered 1 week ago the Modern Super Qualifier, thinking that I would do very poorly. But in contrary, I did pretty well. And as I've been asked to show you a replay of the matches, here we are, and that's what we're going to do today. Before we go into the games, first of all, I would like to talk about the deck, how I built this deck, and what was in my head when I was building it. It is a combo slash grindy deck. One part of the deck that is the combo part of the deck consists of Vizier of Remedies together with Devoted Druid, which, as everyone should know, gives us infinite mana. And as an outlet for that, we have Elvis Warmaster, Azuri, and of course we have here our Chords of Calling and our Finales to help that part of the deck. Never forget that Finale on its own, it's a finisher. If you cast for more than 10, all your creatures get plus 10, plus X, and gain haste until the end of the turn. The other part of the deck, the grindy part of the deck, has Realm Walkers, which are here. It has Grist, a very good card, a very nice Planeswalker that I think it was a great addition to the deck. And my Spice, let's say, which is Augur of Autumn. With this part of the deck, you're trying to cast the top of your library, and it's refilling, let's say, the board, and it's like you have a full hand all the time. There usually when they see this list, there are some questions. The first question is, why Augur instead of Realm Walker? The reason for that is that I didn't believe that a third Realm Walker would be as good in this list, because I don't only play elves, I play one cleric here, I play Grist, which, unless it is on the battlefield, it's considered to be a creature. I also play a Scavenging Ooze. We will go to that in a bit. And it also filters the top of your deck. Even if you don't have Coven, you can just cast lands off the top of the deck. Actually, when I want to go as fast as possible with the deck, I remove the Realm Walkers, I leave Augur in, so maybe I will hit the Vizier off the top of the library and go from there. Another interesting part is that I have replaced one Dryadable. Actually, I've replaced one Heritage Druid with one Dryadable. The reason for that is I don't want my strategy to evolve too much around Heritage Druid, and this is the reason I don't play in the Nettle Sentinels. It's a great deck. It's a great card. It's very powerful, but it's so fragile and I didn't want that. Nettle Sentinel together with Heritage Druid can give you a lot of mana, and it's pretty broken, but I don't believe it's as consistent as it should be, unless Bachelor Ranger gets reprinted and introduced into Modern, and then we will all be happy, and then we will be done of the deck. Kirin Ranger is the reason we play Dryadable instead of any other land, because we're treating it as a mana dog, and because of its effect to untap target creature, it can help Dryadable also to block, as well as add double mana. So, Scavenging Ooze. It has nothing to do with the synergy of the deck. It shouldn't be here. It was just my choice because lately I've seen a lot of Living End decks, as well as Grixis Death Shadow and anything with Dragon Race Channeler. I wanted a main deck solution to these problems, and that was the card that I chose. It also gains life, even against Burn Game 1, which is also very important, and it's something that most people don't expect. Later on, when the meta changes, this card might actually come out. Last question I get about the main deck is the 3 chords and 1 finale. I don't run 4 chords for a reason. I always found that it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Finale is faster, even if you just need 4 mana in order to get the Devoted Druid and Vizier of Remedies combo. Whereas sometimes I don't have 5 mana in order to cast Chord of Calling to get the Vizier and go off. Second of all, it brings back stuff from the graveyard. As you can see, I only play 1 Vizier of Remedies. Sometimes they discard it and I get it back. It gets pretty much everything back because Grease is also a creature which you can bring back. And of course, even if you don't have the combo, if you have 10 or more mana with Finale, you can cast it for 10, even with the Archdruid, and actually win the game if you don't have a way out. Curion Ranger together with Archdruid, I do have to say it's one of my favorite card combinations. So let's go to the sideboard. Here we go. The sideboard has again two parts. One part is for enchantment artifact decks. That's why we have Forces of Vigor, two Forces of Vigor together with Fraction Gust. These cards have improved my Hammer matchup so much, it's not even funny. I consider Hammer to be a very good matchup for Elves, and I'm always happy to face it. For Leylands of Vitality, my pet card in the sideboard, it's always there. It's great against burn. Sometimes there's only so much damage that can deal to you. So sometimes you gain so much life, they cannot do any damage anymore. Then we have, for the grindier matchups, we have Mark of Asylum, Rest in Peace, Priest. These are the main cards. Because for the grindier matchups, I consider anything that's playing Death Shadow, Dragon Rage, Channeler, and that includes Murktide too. Rest in Peace is a definite answer for Graveyard. Whatever goes there doesn't come back again, gets exiled. Grist is another removal. Mark of Asylum is a card that I tried it and I loved it. I have it mostly for matchups like Fury. Ren becomes useless. All the burn spells have to go to you instead of your creatures, and sometimes against those decks, you just need your bow to survive to have the one turn that you will actually kill them. Endurance, amazing card. It was a great addition to Modern for me. Well, Fury came in, but it's okay, I'll take that. It's a great card. You just pitch something from your hand and you get rid of the graveyard. It's a great against Living End. I prefer it against Living End over Rest in Peace because Rest in Peace is like a wrath against us. They can cast their Living Ends just to clean our board and then slowly rebuild from there. Whereas with Endurance, you also pitch Endurance to the graveyard and it comes back when the Living End resolves, leaving them also with an empty graveyard. Void Mirror was there for matchups like Glimpse of Tomorrow, because the last days before the tournament, I actually saw excuse me, more broken decks like that, and I didn't want to go into that tournament with having no answers for those matchups.